So hey guys, I'm working on a bunch of stuff right now, some of which are, I guess, plans for future projects or possibly revisions to some older ones, because I've kind of come to, well, at least in some aspects, I've come to, I guess, a shift in technique that I kind of think, so far anyway, has worked, I guess, better. But also, for a couple of the projects that I've been trying to focus on lately, it's had a different focus than, I guess, the way I used to work on things. So I'm trying to see if maybe if it's a better idea to be consistent in all the different projects or not. I mean, there's some that it's at least one or two of them are too far along for it to really be feasible, um, or necessary to even to do it, I guess, a different way. But I'll maybe elaborate on that a little bit more when I know for sure what I'm doing. But um, for the most part, a lot of the current projects that I'm focusing on have either one or two active narrators. So, I mean, it's kind of different from my usual style in that I used to have like different, a whole bunch of different scenes in a chapter when I would cover different things because, the problem, and this was something at least I always thought or saw as a problem in the past, was that with a single narrator that they have to physically be at whatever scenes that you're writing, and I used to find that limiting to myself. But it kind of seems like with some of the things that I've learned and some of the techniques that I'm using that have kind of, I guess, helped a lot in terms of knowing what needs to happen and how to tell the story, that seems to be, I guess, less the case. And I kind of like the fluidity and stability, I guess, that having fewer narrators seems to provide, because I mean the characters still get, I guess, effectively the same amount of screen time, but it kind of, I guess, makes it more coherent and maybe a little easier to follow. But I mean, I'm gonna see how it goes, because I mean I've kind of been applying the technique to one of the series I'm working on, and a lot of them are not too far along, because I'm trying to, I guess, get a better approach that I know is going to work. And I'll see how it goes, because I've been contemplating making some revisions to some of the earlier stuff that I was going to release, mostly just because I like consistency. I like things to flow, and I ideally like to be able to have everything kind of line up nicely. And maybe this is a thing with me, but I also kind of, with one of the projects, I'm trying a somewhat unconventional idea of trying to write all three installments of the trilogy sort of at the same time. Now, I mean, so far, I guess I'm kind of, working on a bunch of stuff, but, you know, I don't know. I guess right now things are just kind of in a little bit in flux, and we'll just see how all that shakes out as I have more information to reveal. I mean, I do have a video for a project announcement scheduled in the middle of, I guess, about a month from now. Uh, Hopefully I'll be once again, flowing nicely by then, but we'll see. As far as my new job, it's going pretty well. I am, still in the stage where I kind of feel like I'm learning a lot, but I imagine it'll be that way for a while. I mean, I'm noticing a lot of different things in my current position rather than my last job. Like, um, I mean, there's always a lot to do, but the last job I always kind of felt, I guess, underappreciated, and just a lot of pressure, I guess, to do things. Um, and I also kind of feel that my last office, I guess, had some aspects to it that I'm really not exactly sure how to describe. And it's kind of one of those things that you don't notice at the time, that it really doesn't bother you, but when you go I said this to one of my coworkers a couple of days ago. Well, I guess yesterday, and I was talking about how it's like when you go from a really crappy apartment that you're used to, and then you move into a nice house, and then you kind of wonder, how did I live like that for all that time? And it kind of was like a little similar in that it really kind of feels a lot like that. That this place, circumstances of my current job seem so much better than the one I used to have. So in a lot of respects, it's just better suited for me, better suited for how my brain works, better suited for my preferences. I mean, it's in a lot of ways, it's like I really think I like this job. I mean, once I figure out the ins and outs, which are a little intimidating right now, but it's mostly, I think, because I'm unfamiliar with it. But, I don't get the feeling like anybody's pressuring me to figure it out right away, or that, anyone expects me to just instantaneously know how to do all this stuff. So, I mean, it really makes a world of difference. And it's nice that I have pretty much, I guess, a lot of freedom in that as long as I make use of the productive 8 hours. It's like if I need to take 5 minutes to chill out, I can do that. I have, I can pretty much take lunch, I guess, whenever works for me. Um, and I guess, that's, a lot of the plus sides. There's some things that I'm starting to figure out how, that they'll come along, how often they'll come along. Um, what the priority level is for most of these things. It's like a couple of these duties I know are something that'll come along pretty much on a once a month cycle or twice a month, and it's just a matter of scheduling these things, figuring out when is a good time to keep on top of them, and all that stuff. So that's good. I mean, it's all stuff that I think I'm confident on. Um, I should also mention that on Tuesday I will be going back to the dentist for some modestly major work. I imagine that they'll probably do the root canal and one of the crowns, and at least get that started on Tuesday, which I'm not looking forward to. I've never had one before. I was hoping I would never have to, but I guess I'll find out. I know that root canals are not fun. I kind of have looked up what the process involves, and I mean, I'm sure they'll give me stuff so that I don't really notice it. Although sometimes when they do work, depending on the tooth, it's like you still feel it even if you're numbed up. But I mean, I guess it's better than it would be if they didn't. Still, it's one of those things like there's not really much you can do about it. It's got to get done, and whatever it costs, I'll have to work it out somehow. It's like I've got some money set aside for it. I have insurance which will cover a good chunk of it, and then whatever's left over, I will just have to see. But it is what it is. So there's that, and I'm not terribly thrilled about that, but I'll be glad when it's over. And I know I might have already talked about this, but it's like I know I have to hopefully, I guess, after I get paid again, sometime after work, I'll probably wander over to the Verizon store and get a new phone because, as I think I mentioned in the last vlog, the power button fell inside the casing, and it, at least to me, signifies that it's time to replace the new phone because it's been doing the thing where the battery doesn't hold the charge as well as it used to, and it's, I guess, reached about the period that it needs to be replaced. And fortunately, it lasted long enough for me to be in a position to do that. But, sometime, I guess, probably next week, I will go to the Verizon store and get that taken care of. And I guess that's it for now, so I will catch you guys later.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. Meow.